Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We are going to be kicking off here in the next 5 minutes. So if you're already on, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat. If you can comment where you're tuning in from so I can shout you out and say hello. So thank you so much, guys. Sean, you're in Michigan. How is it over there? Has the winter really kicked off hardcore for you guys yet? Richard from Florida, Fort Pierce. Nice. So we are here in Fort Lauderdale. We're actually not too far from you. We're close by. Welcome, Bianca. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, Troy in Arkansas. Excellent. We actually have one of our clients that's on the Arkansas Roofing Association board or something like that. So definitely always nice to hear that community in Arkansas. Brian is from All County Roofing in Idaho. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to our webinar. Very excited to chat with you. Oh, Sean, that's excellent. I actually saw you signed up for RTU the other day, so very excited to have you on board. Welcome, Lewis. How are you today? Hi, Felicia. Hello, Kevin. We have a couple Brians. Hi, Bianca. Hey, David. Nice to see you here. Hi, Dan. How are you doing today? So for those of you who are newer to the Business 411 webinars and kind of like how the format goes, so during this webinar, you're going to be able to ask any questions that you might have. I'm usually covering some new content. We always have some type of promotional offer going on specifically on the webinars only. So for those of you who are joining, we're so excited to have you here today. Hopefully I can answer all of your questions. And hopefully we get to see some of you here at our class in October, like Sean. Hi, Luis. How are you? Welcome. Hi, Brad. Welcome in. Nice to have you here today. Excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, as we're joining. Usually I give everyone about 5 minutes to go ahead and join in. That way, usually when everyone is clicking on the link, I don't have to repeat a lot of information. I can welcome everyone on at the same time. So, for those of you who are already here while we're waiting for everyone else to join in, can you feel free to ask any questions that you have specifically on operations, and I'd be super happy to help you guys out. And for those of you who have never heard of me, my name is Elizabeth. I've been working with roofing contractors on scaling and growing their business since 2015. Since then, I've worked with thousands of roofing contractors in the first 5 years. I specifically focused on helping them create more information for their tech stack. So I trained roofers on how to measure, estimate roofs properly. I trained their sales teams. It was an amazing experience. I got to be part of that first wave of technology coming into the roofing industry, and it was amazing to see the impact that software had in the roofing industry in those early years. Now it's very common. A lot of roofers now have CRM in place. But when I started, most of the contractors that I was working with were either ordering Eagle Views or hand measuring roofs. So it was a really great experience to introduce technology for measurement specifically and teach them from there how to create estimates and go into material ordering and so on. Yes, it was actually iRoofing. Yeah. They're still around. They're a great company. In 2019, I decided I had a really big client base at that point because I had been with them since the start and done quite a bit of sales. And every day roofers were trying to hire me and poach me. But I decided it would be a good fit for me to become an independent consultant and serve all of the clients that I was already helping. I started business 411, like many of us, quit my job, started the company with really not sure what was going to happen. Went from being a solo consultant, building two different seven-figure agencies, servicing roofers, and have over 3,000 clients today. So some pretty explosive growth from 2019 to 2025. We now have a school here in Fort Lauderdale for roofers. And I'm just so privileged that throughout the years, I think the most impactful thing is I have a very strong community within the Business 411 network. Anyone who's part of our roofing community can tell you how much we care, how much we support our clients, and really what our goal is to make a big difference in the industry. So if you're new to the community, welcome. We're so excited to have you here today. So, what other questions can I answer in the meantime? We'll have about a minute if you guys want to get ready. Put any operations questions that you have in the chat, and I will cover them, if not now, at some point throughout the presentation. Because today we're going to be covering the 10-step framework to truly develop your operations. And what's interesting to me is not only have I had repeat clients repeat and come and take the same class again, because operations is such an important subject, and improving your processes is not a one and done thing. And sometimes we have that misconception where, we just have to work on our processes once and that's it, we're done. And so I'm always happy to address that and let clients know that, building your structure, building your processes, and creating accountability for your team is an ongoing task. And it's something that you're going to continue to do and evolve throughout the years. Specifically, if you're someone who is trying to grow your business, there's different problems at each level and different solutions that you can have. So right now, sorry, Josh, we do not do any type of advertising in this webinar outside of Business 411 products. So, for those of you who are ready and excited for this webinar, give me a thumbs up and we'll get things started. Awesome. So exciting. Alrighty, so today we are going to go through roofing operations. And this is our masterclass. For those of you who are new to the ecosystem, again, and those of you who just joined, my name's Elizabeth, and I'm the founder of Business 411. So first of all, I wanted to kick off with a misconception that a lot of owners have towards operations. And this is really the sentiment that I get, which is if you just sell more job and you bring in more revenue, everything else is going to figure itself out, which is to an extent great, but really the myth is whenever you have issues with your structure and with your revenue, the more money that you bring in, the more mess that's created. And that shows up like issues with production, issues where your jobs are just not meeting the proper profit margin, and even team members. You could be bringing in people for even for sales, and they just can't cut it. They're not working out. They're not able to sell. They're not able to be successful. And really, what that boils down to is structure, right? So, what I want to talk to you all about today is the truth about operations and revenue and what this actually means. Every undefined role that you have right now in your company, even if it's yours and you're not acting as the CEO, you're right now the chief everything officer, you have everything on your plate, you're losing time and you're losing money. And every missed process that you don't have in place right now is eating at the job's profit margin. If you're currently building jobs and you're doing multiple material runs a day, that's losing money right there. Every single Home Depot run that you guys didn't properly prepare for. Every dropped handoff from sales to production creates chaos within your organization and starts to create an issue with the client experience in general. So the truth is operations isn't just about overhead. It's the system that you really need to use to be able to multiply that revenue. If you're doing 1 million right now and you want to get to 10 million, that's not going to happen just by selling more. It's going to happen by having structure that supports that growth in order for you to do 10 million well. And I like to say I've had clients right now, specifically I had a consulting client that I went and helped them troubleshoot an issue that they were having where they were selling $20 million a year in revenue, but they were spending $21 a year to maintain that. So they were in the hole. And thankfully, I was able to go out and help them a few years back when I was consulting and get out of that hole that they were in. But what operations means, it's not a department, it's not a person, and it certainly isn't just a job title. Operations is structure, process, and accountability. Structure is the team that you have, the responsibilities, and how everything is interconnected. Processes is the A to Z execution strategy on how you deliver the actual thing. So, from selling all the way to build and collection. And accountability is how you make sure that your team is performing and your managers are performing. And oftentimes, maybe you have some accountability for sales or your actual team members, but you don't have much accountability for managers that are supposed to be in charge of creating growth. So, together, these three pillars, your structure, process, and accountability, they help you build revenue, which means you're turning sales into consistent production. You're retaining profit. We know that we all want to maintain a certain profit margin. And just as some context, the average profit margin in the industry depends on where you're located. I've seen some markets where the gross profit margin is at least 45%, and I've seen other markets where it's 20 to 25% gross profit. And so that also depends on how much work, how much volume you have to do. It also depends, are you doing specialty roofing? Are you doing shingle? So whenever anyone asks me about profitability, I always need more context and more information on their market. But most importantly, operations is the operating system of your company. It's the engine that helps you grow. It helps you have more margin and freedom. It helps have a great P&L at the end of the year and helps you get out of that chief everything officer seat. So, a little bit about us. We've worked with over 3,000 roofing companies to date. We've done everything from launch custom brands early in the days of Business 411. I used to stay up late at night searching up roofing domains and selling them to roofers who wanted to rename their company, rebrand, create mascots. We've done everything from helping someone create business plans to get funding to actually expand and grow and open new territories and offices. So throughout that, what we learned is that there's a lot of repeat issues within business owners and systems, whether they're doing $20 million a year in revenue or they're doing 20 million, the same issues showed up in structure, process, and accountability. And so we created Roof Team University. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's part of RTU. This is a collection of our life's work so far. Everything that we've made, everything that we've created, we've put it together into this online system that so many of you have joined and believed in. We have over 500 students enrolled. We've had over 800 courses created in just the last 90 days. So I'm just so grateful for all of you who've believed in that vision since early on. A little bit about just our statistics in general. Myself, through the consultations that I did one-on-one, I was able to consult for over $750 million in roofing revenue. I've consulted from manufacturers to suppliers to many of the top 100 roofing contractors today. And we have over 3,000 companies using our training materials and for onboarding and growth from our collection of roofing education manuals. So huge shout out to all of you who are part of our community. We are so grateful for you. Now, let's get into the roofing operations masterclass content. Today, we're going to be talking about company structures to kick it off, and I'm going to be presenting to you the functional structure. And then we're going to talk about 10 steps to implement structure into your business. Okay, we're going to go through defining key departments with leadership roles and responsibilities. What I'm going to need from each of you during this time is your commitment to make this work and be fully bought in. if right now you're watching this, I highly recommend take out your notebook, take out a notepad, take out a pen or a pencil, whatever makes you happy, and a highlighter and take some notes. I would recommend at least have a single thing that you're going to implement from this webinar written down. I am going through 10 different topics and 10 different steps tied to operations, but if you don't write something down and you just try to memorize all of the information, you're going to implement nothing. So my challenge for you today is at least one thing. All right. So let's kick it off. What are some of the issues that we're facing today? And I just want you to understand you're not the only one. Like I mentioned, there's even roofers that are doing $50 million a year that have had the same exact issue of someone doing $2 million a year. Because when you just throw revenue at the same problem, the problem doesn't go away, it only grows. So the first one is not having documented processes for their team. Sometimes you have a few, sometimes you have a little bit, and now with ChatGPT, people have very generic ones. But in part of that is not having accountability linked to their processes. So a lot of times you have underperformance, and accountability just isn't sales KPIs on like how many doors they knocked and how much they sold in revenue. Accountability should be tied into operations and production so that your company has full accountability, and as an owner, you have visibility to what's going on. Many times, issues with consistency on your jobs and having clients onboarded properly. The reason why we say the word onboarding your clients when we're just talking about homeowners is because every client has a multiplier effect. Every client can help turn into 10 clients if you build that relationship properly and grow through referrals, online engagement, and continue to build out your community. Another big one is margins not being set or maintained. Maybe right now you think you have one profit margin, but if you sit down and run your numbers, you're going to be shocked at the fact that your profit margin might be a little bit different. Um, and as the teams grow, this is a big issue that I see once you hit about over $5 million a year. Sales and the office team are like at an ends, at odds. They're always fighting. There's always like, hey, the sales rep's not doing their job. Oh my God, operations, oh, they're driving me crazy. And that constant back and forth just causes issues for the homeowner. That lack of clarity between departments being polarized and not working in unity, the only person who's suffering is the homeowner. So when the team doesn't have the proper training on how to follow processes, how to have that accountability built in, and there's not consistent reinforcement from leadership, there's a drop off in accountability and actual performance from your team. All right. Now that I covered all of the problems, I want to hear a little bit from everyone that's on the Zoom chat. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, remember if you join our Zoom webinars, this is where we usually do giveaways. All of the offers and everything else is happening always on our webinars. So for those of you who are here today, drop a comment. Tell me what is the main objective that you have when we're talking here today about operations. Richard says optimizing workflow. That's a great one. Role clarity. Sean, I cannot even count the amount of times that I hear this. Because really in our industry, there was not like a formalized training for anyone to go through, obviously until we started Business 411, but there's a lot of confusion on how things should work. How is structure built for roofers? But definitely, anyone else have anything they want to throw in? Awesome. So, Sean, lucky for you, today we're going to talk about company structure is where we're kicking things off. Brad just said my favorite word, which is organize. I am always trying to be more organized and more efficient. It is a constant thing. But I want to talk to you guys about structure and what it truly means. The word structure at its core, it means the arrangement or organization, Brad's favorite word and mine, of parts that form a whole. Team structure specifically is a framework that outlines how a team is set up, how your tasks are divided, how communication should be flowing, and how decision making happens to accomplish the objectives of your roofing company. So, today I'm going to present to you the 4 types of business structures, and I'm going to talk to you about how it applies to roofing specifically. The very first one is called a simple structure. And what a simple structure is, it's you're the owner. You're wearing so many hats. You're overwhelmed. Maybe you have one person who's starting to help you out, but all key responsibilities flow back to you. Now, if you're in this seat, kudos to you. I only lasted about 3 months doing everything in my company before I decided I needed to hire some employees or I was going to lose my mind. So I invested very quickly into trying to build a team and build out a functional structure. And this is my recommendation for roofers to build the maximum amount of profitability and margin within their business is to operate a functional structure, which is where everything is handled by departments specifically. And then we have what's called a multi-divisional structure, which is essentially an expanded territory of a functional structure. So a functional structure is your proof of concept. Hey, we have something that works, and now we're going to go take it into other territories, which is where we create that multi-divisional structure. And one that's less common in roofing, unless you're working at a corporate level for a national company, is a matrix structure, which is typically in the corporate offices. They're going to have people cross-trained, having different departments, but they're all flowing back to each other in some way, shape, or form. Cross-training is a big part of the matrix structure. But from my experience and all of the one-on-ones that I've done after organizing millions of dollars in roofing revenue, I've found that a functional structure can help you build everything that you need in order to have a good foundation. You might even be in multiple territories and you might have to figure out how you're going to tweak to have a well-performing functional structure before you can fully expand it into your multi-divisional strategy. So in order to lay that foundation with all of you guys today, a functional structure is where your organizational setup is grouped by each department. Now, for the sake of simplicity, in this webinar, I'm going to explain operations, sales, production. But many companies, as they continue to grow, expand and add marketing as its own department. Sometimes they'll go ahead and add finance as its own department. And depending on what happens, if you're in insurance market, you may even have an insurance claims handling department. I've had many clients that I've even helped set up claims handlers and supplementing. So it truly depends how you're grouping those activities. Really, that's how it is. It's just grouping them activities by what the actual performance and the execution that they're providing on the team. So the bottom line is that you need a good structure in order to have a profitable and scalable roofing company. And what that means is you might be able to add more revenue, but that doesn't always translate into being able to invest more into growing the business if you don't have a proper structure and margin calculated into that. So that's why one of my favorite quotes is profitability starts with structure. And for the law of averages, we're going to use 35 to 45% as that minimum happy place for gross profit on the residential side. But it takes a lot of strategic alignment to figure out where you should be within your market. A big one is leadership starts with structure. And I know if you're like me, a CEO who, got to where they're at by working very, very hard, and just putting in that grind, and you're wanting to get out of that, sometimes it's just a new skill that you have to develop. And I had to develop and I've had to learn the difference between hustling and working hard and connecting with customers and being a true leader for my team, being there for my organization. And that has obviously evolved throughout the years. But when you have leadership as the owner and you can create other leaders within your team, this allows people to stop being in that firefighting mode and you get to create a proactive growth strategy where when you're in that hustle mode, you're very reactive growth strategy where you're just selling, you're working, you're networking, you're putting in that effort, you're putting in that grind. With leadership, you get to have a more strategic growth method other than it all relies on me. And one thing I like to say when I talk about leadership specifically, Management has almost become a bad word in today's culture, but management is part of leadership. Part of leadership is holding people accountable for the standards that you've set. So, true management is accountability. True leadership is the enforcement of management and accountability. It's not leading with an iron fist, but it's leading with growth, strategy, and being a proactive leader. Growth starts with structure. Now, when you have structure in place, you can predict the outcome of the actions that you're going to take. If you understand your numbers, if you have a good growth strategy and you know how to analyze the market, you can say, hey, look, we're currently servicing a 2 hour radius, but we want to expand and open another branch. And we know based off of the market capacity, the team we have in place, our closing percentages, our marketing spend, our cost per lead, and acquisition and customer retention, right? A lot, all very important things that if we don't know, we can't grow with structure. We're going to guess. We're going to go into a new market and just see how many doors we can knock without any true rhyme or reason, right? That's going to get us somewhere, but is it going to get us the same exact result that having a little bit more structure could? Absolutely not. So all of this information sounds great, doesn't it? Who's follows me? Any comments or questions from you all here so far? Sounds like everyone's on board. So let's go through the 10 steps. The very first one is to define your core departments. The second one is to clarify those roles and responsibilities. The third is to assign leaders. The fourth is creating a hierarchy. The fifth is implementing and expanding current KPIs. The sixth is systematizing processes. The seventh is internal communication. The eighth is training and onboarding. The ninth is an accountability system. And the 10th is, oh my God, the most important, review and improve. And one thing I'm going to say about these 10 steps, many times what I hear from customers who are trying to build SOPs on their own, they're halfway building steps 1 to 5 and trying to build out just step 6 without getting together all of these 10 steps. You're not going to have the structure that you want and truly move into proactive strategy because you're just going to design an SOP and no one's going to read it or follow it without accountability, without leadership enforcing that accountability. So I just want to like really explain this to you guys. If you've lost hope because you're like, hey, I design processes, I do this for my team, no one's implementing it, my friend, it's not you. It's the fact that there's just a little bit more work to do. And with the proper information, you can create those processes that you know is going to guarantee success. So, just a quick shout out. So, RTU is Roofing's Ivy League. This is what we've created. It's the first and only industry-wide custom university. When I've built processes for clients and created strong templates, I continue to see a gap in implementation, and it's that they just needed a little bit more customization. They wanted something that moved and was able to grow with the company. So, we built RTU. We've built this from all of the research and all of the work that I've put in over this last decade on technology and automations and leadership and process building and production management to build out RTU. So this is over 40 hours of courses for all of your team members from sales, operations, and production. This specific system is going to allow you guys to train and onboard your team a lot faster. If it's sales, if it's a new admin, whoever it is, it's going to help you build a scalable system for every department that you have. And it also has accountability metrics built in so that the SOPs that you one day wrote are now all in a machine where you know who's implementing what. So you can protect the intellectual property of your company and even prepare for growth and exit. We have multiple of the top 100 roofing companies using RTU. Here's a testimonial from one of them, DT Roofing. And we have different courses, everything from residential roofing to commercial roofing to insurance restoration to solar. We even have ownership courses as well. So just very quickly, I'm just mentioning for this, we're going to get right back to the presentation, but this system is fully branded to your company. It comes with your company colors, it comes with your company's logo, and it looks like it's built for you and by you. The only thing that you're going to be able to do is customize it. You get up to 50 users for 3K a quarter. We have an annual option if you want to save some money, but up to 50 users, fully custom and fully branded. And during this webinar only, anyone who's going to join RTU gets access to the class that I'm going through and the content for free. So if you're interested in joining, if you want some more information, you can actually scan this QR code right now and you'll be able to get more info and speak with our team directly. So what we're going through on the class today is everything that you need to know as an owner, and RTU is everything that your team should know. And really where this came from is we saw an implementation gap for our clients and we wanted to solve it for them. So anything we ever release is because I'm solving somebody's problem, and today I'm solving yours. So if you want to jump in and take advantage of the webinar offer, this is the phone number. It's 954-287-0515. And you can also just comment in the chat and one of my team members will give you a call and help you out. So getting into the first, which is step one, what are the departments? Okay. And don't worry, even though there's 10 steps, I'm going to simplify them for you as much as possible, and I'm going to make your life easier. So what is step one when we talk about departments? First is we want to create clarity. Whether it's for operations, whether it's for production, or whether it's for sale, we need clarity in order to assign roles. And a lot of times it truly depends what company size you have. For example, if you're the chief everything officer and you're wearing every hat, you're like, Liz, why do I need a department if I'm doing everything myself? The reason is because today it's you, but when you bring new people on, you have to have the actual task segmented in order to assign and delegate. So if you're in the building stage, this is your biggest responsibility, is to build a good structure to bring people in. Because if you're not doing that, it's just going to cause more headaches and you're not going to truly be able to exit the seat you're in. So this is going to lay the foundation for role assignment, whether you're hiring a sales rep, a sales manager, an ops manager, a production manager, a field tech, whatever it is. You cannot do this without having the proper foundation, or they're going to be burnt out quickly, or you're not going to be happy with their performance. So the main goal when we define core departments within Business 411 is that each of those departments are aligned with the goal of the business. And ask yourself, does your production manager, does your ops manager, and does your sales manager, if you have one, know what the goals of your business are? Do they know what you're trying to build actively? And if they don't, why not? So this is how we group it. You have sales, operations, and installation. And one of the reasons why I label the production and installation department, and I use that word specifically, is because in my class I teach that production is everybody's job. Production, it starts at the moment that the client actually calls in and schedules an appointment and the sales rep goes out and does an inspection. So a big problem that the sales reps have with not completing proper inspection is because they don't understand that that actually needs to get transferred to other people and have a proper handoff. Number two is roles. And again, we're keeping this super simple and giving you a high level overview on these topics. Obviously, we have the 3-day class that we deep dive into all of this. But today I'm keeping it short and concise for all of you to get the information necessary. So step two, when we're clarifying roles and responsibilities, the first is everybody has to know what the heck they're doing. The second is, in order for us to hold people accountable, once we know what they're doing, we need to have an outcome. So when we're giving someone a task, what's the outcome that you're looking to create with this task that you're giving them. And then identify and fill gaps, or even more importantly, overlaps in the organization. If everyone is halfway doing the same job, it'd be best to take a look and reevaluate. Do we just make this one person's job who can do it very, very well? And typically, when you're looking at role consolidation, as I like to say, is specifically you're looking at how can I maximize the output of this action that leads to profitability or revenue or customer experience in some way, shape, or form. So once we clarify roles and responsibilities, then we can start to add them into our actual hierarchy chart. One quick thing that I'd like to mention here is sometimes I have clients that have to build out different departments depending if they're handling multiple trades. So for example, if you're a GC who's doing roofing, siding, windows, gutters, the sales ops and production are in different areas, then you may have to have multiple departments. You may have to revisit how you're structuring your company. So that's just something that I want to really clarify. Some clients, if sales is selling multiple trades, they'll just have a different division for production of the additional service. So just something to think about depending on A, what size your company is, B, how many services you're completing, and C, how do you want to scale and grow. Which brings me ultimately to leadership, everyone's favorite word, right? We all love it. It's a buzzword. Everyone wants to talk about being a great leader. Everyone wants to go to leadership seminars, and we all want to read books. But when it comes time to apply that information that we've learned, I fault myself in that. It's like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. So, in the way of making your life easier, the very first place that you have to start with leadership is having clear accountability lines. Everyone needs to know who they report to. And here's the hard part. If you hire leaders, if you assign leaders, sometimes you have to step out of the way as the owner and let them be leaders. What the goal is to empower leaders within your company to make decisions within their departments, within the teams that they're leading, and just give them that autonomy to be able to make decisions so we can reduce those bottlenecks. I can't be the bottleneck of the entire organization, or else we're not going to grow, and eliminate confusion where I say something, someone else says something, someone else says something, and now everyone's just confused. So our goal with leadership is to support scale. We want to create a structure that allows the company to grow without the owners being overwhelmed. And if you're the owner and you're overwhelmed right now, it's not going to allow you to get to that 2.0 version of yourself. Last week, I was actually talking to one of my clients who's been working with us for about 3 years. And the issue that they were having specifically is one of the owner was burnt out. There's two of them. One of them didn't have as much of a bottleneck as he wasn't as much of the bottleneck in the area of the business he was doing, which was sales and production. But the owner who was handling operations, was just so overwhelmed. And so while one of the owners wanted to continue to talk about growth, the other one was almost cringing at the fact because he couldn't take the anxiety and burnout that he already had today. And if that's you, if you're in a situation where you have so much anxiety and burnt out, it's really hard for you to think about growing your business. Or if you have someone like that on your leadership team, you really have to revisit what's on their plate and figure out how to get things off of their plate. And that's what creates that word that we're talking about, which is support. We have to support a scalable structure. We have to support a scalable trajectory for our leaders to continue to grow and our team to keep growing as well. So once we have these leaders in place, we're going to assign them to their task, whether that's managing the headquarters, managing a new territory, managing sales, managing production. That's what our leaders should do. Now, if you're someone who's like, hey, Liz, I have a sales rep. He's really good. She's really amazing. I want to make them a leader. My admin, she's been with me for 2 years. I want to make her my ops manager. First of all, the first thing you have to do is see how they lead without the title. People start leading before a title is given. and you want to test them with a small leadership assignment before you fully promote someone, and then you end up both unhappy with that promotion, and then now you lost a great person who was executing well at their previous role. I highly recommend giving them a small assignment before you promote them, something that requires planning, communication, and accountability. For example, if it's for sales, they could lead a team huddle or manage something on a job from start to finish. Just something that you could see exactly how they execute. Next is to assess their emotional intelligence. Can they handle conflict? Do they receive feedback well? And do they motivate others? If you cannot receive feedback well, it's going to be a huge red flag for leadership, because emotional intelligence is sometimes more important than technical skill when leading a team. And next is evaluating their understanding of the bigger picture. Do they know where you guys are going and the work required to execute at that level? So if your team doesn't understand where you're going and they don't understand that there's more work being added to them, they might not be ready for leadership. And last but definitely not least is the accountability that comes with the leadership title. Leaders have to own an outcome. A sales manager is not just a glorified sales rep and now trainer. A sales manager owns the title of creating more revenue growth for the business. And I talk about that more in my sales manager course. It's actually within Roof Team University, if you're looking to get more information on that specific structure. But a sales manager owning the growth of the revenue of the business and expansion, that's a sales manager. And that's true leadership within sales. And step number 4, quick pulse check for all of you here today. Any questions that we have so far? Dan says he likes that idea. Awesome, Dan. I'm glad. Nice to see you on here. Have to stay on brand. Gotta have a yellow cup. So, creating the hierarchy, what we're looking at is, once we've defined the departments, once we've defined the roles, we're going to define every core business function, regardless of whoever currently fills that role. If you're the chief everything officer and you're looking to get out of that seat, you have to start mapping it out. Who is going to be the owner? Who is going to be in charge of executing this to ensure accountability? And then create visibility into the structure so the entire team understands the roles and the reporting lines. And sometimes you have to build it before it exists. I know that a lot of times as a business owner, we're just working in those early days. And then some of us, even myself, you find yourself, your business has grown, you have revenue, you're now out of that survival mode, but you don't have the true structure that you'd like. And it's okay if you're in that situation now, or if you're still early building, or you might have, a company doing 50 million, $70 million a year, and you're like, man, I really am just not happy with where things are. I want to grow, or I'm not making as much money as I want, and that's okay. Go to your structure and start there. Next is going to be KPIs. Thank you, Nicholas. I really appreciate it. KPIs. This is step 5. Implementing KPIs is the key. Okay. You can work as hard as you want on structure. You can work as hard as you want on your processes. But if you don't know the results, if there is no measurable goal for every role that aligns, for every role to align with the business outcome, you're going really fast and really well nowhere. Okay. And I think pretty much one of the most early goal setting exercises I ever did, I think I was in middle school. They taught us how to set smart goals. I went to the school that was a magnet school, and that was part of what we learned, was setting smart goals. And they taught us the SMART framework. So SMART framework is so important. Setting measurable goals, okay? Something that's attainable, something that's relevant, and something specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time. So track performance consistently to improve the results and the accountability of those KPIs. And we have several that we recommend in different areas of the business. The reason why is probably the first 2 to 3 years in business, the only thing I was looking at was my P&L. Was I making money? Was I losing money? What needed to happen? My marketing spend, just general basic stuff. Once I started going through more KPIs and figuring out what created more and more results for the company, that's where our business has been able to have more specific and measurable growth that we feel is more attainable and it is more relevant within the specific time frames that we're setting now. So create a results driven culture across all departments. I love what Scott just said. Measure it so you can manage it. Measure it so you can manage it so that you can grow and so that you can scale. One of the things that I don't like about how scaling has become a big buzzword is that many times people are taught that scaling is just making more money. But as a business owner, that's never the real formula. That's never the work we really have to put into truly scale. There's a lot of things involved. Um, so implementing KPIs and expanding KPIs, I just have a couple of examples here for you to help you expand the current thinking. One of them is for the sales manager. Like I said, there's a big chapter on the RTU University on sales management, but the team close rate. So, for example, what is your team wide close rate? But then, what is the sales reps retention and development? How many of your sales team members want to attend the weekly trainings, right? And I know some of you have a 1099 model and you're like, well, we can't force them, Liz. Well, if your sales team doesn't want to attend the sales meeting, I think that's a red flag. Like that means something is wrong. They're not bought in with the culture. And is it a management issue? Is it a sales rep issue? But that's something that I'd want to know. Why aren't people showing up to my sales meeting? And then having one-to-one coaching sessions, and then making sure that the monthly team sales quota is being met. So whatever the targets are that you're setting as the owner, as long as they're SMART goals, making sure and enforcing those. Some basic ones, and remember, there's literally way more than this. I just want to go through as much as I can on the webinar with you guys today. So for the sales reps, that could be how many contracts are they signing for per month, not just what was their total sales revenue for that month. Next would be the closed rate percentage. How many of those deals are they closing? If they had, 30 inspections this month, how many of that actually turned into cash and revenue? And so that total revenue generated. So monthly or quarterly revenue goal, I like to set the goals weekly to know what I need to create monthly so that I can stay on track quarterly. So we have a weekly sales quota. It's attached to our KPIs. It's attached to our reporting dashboard. As the owner, I can look at what's being done on the team every week, how many calls they made, how many people they booked, who did they talk to. So if my team is dialing you guys, give them a little bit of an easier time. Just pick up, just say, hey, I know Liz is driving numbers. Okay, what's up? But in all seriousness, it's because we need to have visibility as an owner, and we're not there to sit over everyone's shoulder every day. So the only way we know what's happening in our business is through these KPI reporting. So next we have the admin, which it's a misconception that your operations and production should not have KPIs. Many times it's just tied to sales and revenue. The admin should have pre-production. What is the pre-production completion rate? So making sure that all of the file submitted with all required documents within 48 hours. Not to go too deep, and again, I try to not go too deep into these subjects, but I can't help it. But in the pre-production process specifically, one of the things that I developed for one of my contractors specifically is their sales team kept turning in jobs that were not production ready. And so they, instead of continuing to pass the job back, and then the customer was just not happy, not getting serviced, what they did was that if the sales rep turned in a contract, they were notified that there was missing paperwork or signatures on something for the job to be production ready. The company would take on the job file, and as an admin fee, they would charge the sales rep $250 off of their commission. What it turned into, a lot of the sales reps started it turning in production ready files. So if that's an issue that's happening for you, it's one that worked. After that, all customers, either they got taken care of by the sales rep, or an admin was taking care of them. So there's a lot more there. I just don't have enough time to go through all of it with you guys today. If you want more information on KPIs, reporting, all of that, the operations class is literally on all of this. And I have it broken all down onto the Roof Team University that you can slowly study the information and implement the information into your company at your own pace. So when we are systematizing processes, what does that mean? It means standardizing the workflows to reduce errors and increase consistency. So if we know that there's a short and quick and easy way to complete inspections, why don't we have it documented? Why hasn't that turned into a checklist? So that anyone who's new to the team can step in if they're needed to, if they're just joining and they don't know how to complete an inspection, guess what? We have an easy way to train them on how to complete an inspection. And again, I have that already documented for you. I have everything from intake to contract for sales to pre-production to customer retention and making sure you get more 5-star reviews. All right, let's jump into meetings, step 7. So 7, internal communication meetings. This is one that at one point I had to ask myself, I'm in too many meetings. Like, some of these meetings need to start getting done without me. So I overcorrected and I put myself in a lot of meetings. It was great while it lasted, but I was in way, way, way too many meetings. So don't overcorrect. If you're going to start adding internal communication meetings, delegate. People need to talk to each other, but you don't need to be facilitating each and every meeting as the owner. Teach people how to host meetings. There's structures and meeting agendas that should be in place. There needs to be a topic being discussed. If we're just talking and nothing is getting done, know when to cut the meeting short. When we're going off topic, bring the meeting back. So implementing structure to meetings allows you guys to maximize the efficiency, but it also gives you the opportunity to talk about major issues, but also have meetings to be proactive towards the growth of the business. Um, an example for a leadership meeting, this should be happening at least every week for 60 to 90 minutes. If you have a business partner, you should be meeting with them on a weekly basis for 60 to 90 minutes. I meet with my business partners at least every week for 2 hours. It's a lot of fun. We get to talk about a lot of things. Every department within our company meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays to go through our production, go through operations, what projects are we working on. And we have over 3,000 clients. So we have a lot of production going on over here. And we have to make sure that we stay up to date. But here's just a very basic example of a meeting agenda. So openings and wins, looking at your scorecards for the business, project and priorities, any issues and bottlenecks, process and systems improvements, customer experience pulse. When we're tracking customer reviews, it becomes something that is really constantly spoken about. Wow, we only got 1 review, but we completed 5 jobs this week. What happened? So that's such a good way to understand if people are happy with your guys' service. And then just a closing check-in. Alrighty, so stepping into my favorite subject is training. I never thought I was going to love training so much, but training and onboarding your team. So first step, training your current team on new systems and processes. The reason why your existing team isn't really delivering on new SOPs is because you don't have their buy-in. You haven't done the repetitive training with them to get them to follow your new SOPs or processes. And then create a standard for your current and new hires. So your new hires should have an onboarding process that helps them get up to speed quickly. That's when we created the roofing education manuals. A lot of the reviews we kept seeing was it just sped up their onboarding and learning curve. And then increasing clarity and confidence across the team. So allowing your team to be more confident in how to do their job and how to do it well. So, so, so important. So when we're training an existing team on a new system, I broke it down into a 4-week process One is introducing them. A second is department level training. The third is practice and hands-on implementation. And then the fourth is accountability and optimization with ongoing reinforcement and systems adoption. So this is integrating the usage of whatever system you're trying to do into your daily and weekly meetings with some kind of system-based KPIs. And we can have a 4 hour training just on that. So this is an example for a new sales rep, their first 30 days, what it should look like. The first day, they should get acclimated to the company's culture. Again, that's like the first thing you need to make sure that they're in alignment with the systems and the shadowing, and then welcome meeting and company overview, the product and process training, field application and hands-on support, and independent sales activity and metrics review. So very quickly, everything that I've gone through so far is on Roof Team University, the expanded versions. So if everything that I'm talking about sounds like issues that you have within your business that you want to fix, if you want to take a more proactive effort towards your team's growth and you feel like you need more direction as well as an owner, we have RTU class and the event coming up. I mean, RTU online, and we have the in-person class coming up that I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about now after step 9. So when we get into accountability systems, we have to centralize all of the job data to eliminate confusion. So this means that there's one place where we're keeping track of things, and typically that's your CRM. But then you also want to increase transparency and job progress to help job communication. So sometimes if your CRM is not where you want it to be, what I've helped clients build out is they have their whiteboard of job progress and communication. Everyone understands what's happening with the production of the company. Obviously, there's more efficient ways to do this with technology, but if you have nothing in place to stay organized right now, you need something. It could start with a whiteboard, then it moves to a spreadsheet, then it moves to your CRM. Then you're like, well, I want to do more than what my CRM, and you want to build something else. But you have to start somewhere. Don't not do it because you just think you have to go straight to like having a super automated production process. If you're not there yet, start somewhere, okay? You will get there, but you won't get there if you don't start today, all right? And then driving accountability for your team through making sure that you're actually tracking their performance. Whoops, what happened there? So when we're using an accountability system, just a couple of examples for sales reps would be leads assigned versus leads work, appointments sets, inspections completed, proposals sent, and their closing rate. The reason why we have proposals sent as its own tracking is we want to know how many proposals are being sent out. And I would personally like to know if they're doing 1-2 step appointments, if they're not doing 1 step close, why, what happened, what's the follow-up, how often are they following up on their proposal sent. So you really can't hold people accountable to that if you don't have it within the system. So, reviewing and improve, do not miss this step. Align your structure with growth and how your operations continue to grow. Evaluate what's working, what's missing, what's not working, and then drive continuous improvement through looking through a lens of proactive versus reactivity. Continue to be a proactive business owner. So if you want more information on RTU, this is the system. Let me go ahead and open it up here. It is the only fully white labeled roofing training online university out there. I think that for everyone on here, what I can do is, where do you guys want me to start? What do you guys want to see first? Out of all of this, we have sales management, company leadership, restoration process, production, sales, operations, solar, insurance, commercial, residential, or basic company info. Let's see, what do we get in the comments? Someone said production, someone said commercial. What else? Residential. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do, since we got a couple different answers, I'll go through them all with sneak peeks. We have over 40 now, probably 50 or 60 hours of training here. So I'm just gonna go through like a high level version of it. This system is completely customizable. There, we are the only fully customizable training university out there. So not only have we created content and information for you, actually, let me refresh this 1 second. Who's excited to see what we have? Woo! I wish I could hear all of you guys and see all of your faces because I'm a people person. So I love to see those reactions, even when I'm on Zoom. Alrighty, so if you've never seen the Roof Team University platform, I'm so excited to share it with you. Everything that you see here, every single word on here, you can customize it to fit your business specifically. You can add videos, you can add additional trainings, and you can even create your own courses with Roof Team University. So very quickly, I'm going to go through some of the things. Each chapter has its own like demographic of who we're looking to train. This specific one on residential roofing is meant to train someone who is new to the roofing industry. This is not necessarily one of your owner's courses. This is more of your team courses. So it explains every single part of the roofing system. It explains the differences, measurements, and I'm kind of just gonna scroll through here as I explain some things, because remember, there's just so much content. But it does talk about the value of a new roof, some of the trends. It goes through the roof build basics, so all of the layers, what does that look like? If you're doing any solar, if not, you could even remove that. And then all of the different types of services, inspections, emergency services, roof repairs, gutters, estimates, siding, exteriors, and then the purpose of a roof inspection. So the goal here is to properly educate your team on everything that they need to know to be successful in the roofing industry. We want to set up our team to achieve, to do their best. And for myself, the reason why roofing education is something that I really wanted to get into and why I started is when I started in the roofing industry, I had to go to YouTube University basically. And I had to try to look at things on YouTube, and it took me so long, and I never got real answers. And it was just such a challenge to truly learn the industry. So I started going to manufacturers training and suppliers training. And I was someone, and I am someone who's always wanted to do the best at whatever I'm doing. So, this is why we created RTU, is to help you guys become more and more successful. Every single chapter that we have, you can create quizzes, you can even create new quizzes for yourself, and then you get a certificate when you pass. So, the certificate is branded to your company with your company logo. It'll say who's the rep's name and everything else. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the sales management one, just because I kind of want to show you the difference between ownership training versus team training. So ownership training, what I added in, this one is a combination. It says you're the owner who's still managing sales, or you're the sales manager. What I created was a class that's called Marketing and Sales Systems. So it goes through everything from bringing in a new lead to how you're qualifying and converting that person, how they're actually have the customer service experience being delivered, how do you leverage marketing through and create more sales, and then where do you reinvest with those feedback loops. And then it goes through all of that. So really breaks down all of those processes, and tells you what's great, what you need to do more of. And then I have a marketing SOP. So whether you're working with an agency or you're working on it by yourself, this is the foundation of what you should be knowing as a leader, as a manager, what KPIs you need to be tracking, and so on. And again, it's just a lot of content, so I am just speeding through it. But one of the things that I broke down was by revenue, how much what does that business model currently look like? So everything from startup, what I call builder, which is 1 to 3. When you're in that $1 to $3 million a year range, you're typically in building mode, you know? And then once you hit that 3 to 5, you might start to have a little bit more structure, but then you get into true growth, which happens more at that 5 to 10 million mark. And then creating a good scale, which is 10 to 20, and then enterprise, which is the 20 to $50 million a year. So here it goes through all the types of reports that you should have, even from a sales manager perspective. What kind of reports should they be looking at when it comes to marketing? On the sales system side specifically, we're going to talk about everything that needs to happen with the manager role and why sales management needs to be strategic, not reactional, and how to build that sales team, how to build proactively with your team, and what that leadership looks like. So, guys, this is so much work that we've put in, so much education. So, what's happening at less than a million, 1 to 3, 3 to 5? What does that sales team look like? Everything is spelled out in this webinar. I'm just going through a high level overview, but I wanted to empower my clients to actively build structure in their business at their own pace while still training their team. So, all of the information for sales growth is definitely built is boiled down to what structure of revenue you're currently at, and whether you want to build in multiple territories or you're looking to build one market up very strongly. So, from there we break down all of the roles. When I talk to a roofer who's like promoted their top sales rep to the sales manager, that person's just actively selling still, and sometimes trains people kind of like half the way. So they're not truly managing a sales team. Sales manager has 3 different roles. It's to lead, to recruit, and to train. And I did create, a path to promote from within. Then I gave you guys a couple of examples of how to structure your sales team. So what I'm actually gonna do, because I usually don't do this, is if you have a question or you have something you want to say, you can actually raise your hand and I'll answer your question. So if anyone, Bianca, I don't know if you have your hands raised from earlier, but if you have a question or if you need more help, just raise your hand and I will allow you to talk and I'll answer your question. Or you could also put it in the chat if you don't feel too comfortable talking. Bianca, I unmuted you there.
Hey, oh no, I didn't. I don't have any question. Thank you so much. Everything
Oh,
is good. Thank you.
no, no worries. Okay. Let's Brad have a question. Hi, Brad.
Hey, how are you? So what I'm guessing is that the monthly subscription, maybe I missed that part.
So I'm gonna go through price itself. You get access to the custom built whole entire university. We're not customizing it for you, but we give you access to. So when you purchase the software, it comes with all of this already pre-built. And then I'm gonna show Scott the onboarding module for this as I answer your question. So we have a couple of different ways for you to join. Either you can pay yearly and you get unlimited users, or you can pay quarterly and you have a limit of 50 users. So each person has their own login, they have their own access. Only the admin or the owner can control the content that's being displayed here, or customize new content. For example, here, this is the onboarding one. This would be, you would customize it specifically to your company. You could add videos, not just to this module, but if there's any trainings out there that you've seen in the roofing industry on YouTube, if you want to build your own trainings, whatever you'd like, you can also do that in addition to the ones we already have built out. So we've built out all of the SOPs, all of the roofing education. Really, it's 90% of what you would want. All you really what might do is that 10%, like adding in your company's mission, your directory, your suppliers, your team photos, things like that. And then for onboarding a new employee, if it's sales, you might limit the access of that user to only be able to see residential and commercial, or maybe they just start off with residential and they see what could be like the company overview, and this would onboard them to the company. Or if they, and there's just so much content through here, so I'm gonna go through it kind of quickly. But if someone is a new sales rep, you would choose industry basics information, like, and I'll go through that in a second, residential, commercial, insurance, solar, and then you will assign them their specific department. So this has an onboarding and orientation for a new sales rep, and you can customize this to your business specifically. Um, it goes through why sales is important, what are they doing, who are the team members. And again, because this is customizable, if your sales reps do less or do more than what I have in here, you would just change what I have. And it's super easy. If you can use Facebook and you can comment online, you can use this. I promise.
So,
Um,
so,
mhm.
so is this the same as those books, those handbooks, those 411 handbooks that y'all put our logos on and stuff, and we're able to, is this the same stuff, or is this a different company or different outline?
So it is some of those manuals with new content being added, plus it's customizable. So you might not have all of our manuals, you might have some of them. I don't know if you have our SOPs, but depending on what manuals you have, the basic ones like residential and insurance that you might have, this is the insurance manual. It's just online and you can add more to it. So before we just used to give you the PDF, and that's kind of like it is what it is. Now what we have it as an online university, and you can customize that information.
Is this same information in those handbooks, though? In other
Not
words, I don't
all.
want to buy something twice
Yeah, there's actually more information in this one. Yeah, so
in the online university.
correct. The handbooks don't have like sales management. They don't necessarily have the SOP. So it just depends. I don't think you have any of that content. Have you been to any one of our classes?
No, I'm thinking about it. I was just a little confused there because I've looked at all your 411 books,
Mhm.
and then now we're talking about an online university. So I was just a little.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So just to clarify Brad's question and for everybody else online, so it is not the same manuals unless you own everything we have, which even then we still have new content and new manuals that were added here. So for example, sales management, no one here on this webinar will have company leadership, restoration process, production department, sales department, ops manager. The only thing you may have will be residential, commercial, insurance, and solar, which are employee basic trainings as manual formats. Everything else that's custom to your company is here. This is all new stuff. You will not have, again, that's not something we've released before. We've just released everything as an online university, expanded it, and even on the company overview, this is its own onboarding area. So it'll explain to them. It has a lot of stuff already built out for you. You could add more. So for example, here, where I have departments, divisions, and services, if you wanted to change this and put roofing, siding, and windows, you would literally just click on this here and you will change it. So just to kind of show you how it all works. Really what our goal is the information that we're teaching is proven. So it's worked for thousands of other companies. It's going to work for you. It's going to grow with you. We train companies that are just starting up all the way to companies doing over $100 million a year. It's very easy to use. Like I mentioned, if you can use Facebook, if you can post a video, you can use this software. It's so simple. And we've taken a decade of training content and put it to work over and over again. So all of the consultations that I did one-on-one, what I've done with this software is that we've taken all of those private consultations that I did, the issues that I saw over and over again. Obviously, I don't release any client information, but the problems that I've solved, I've just made them available to all of my clients. I've created systems and processes from problems that I've solved over and over again. So any issue that you're having within your business today, whether it's sales, operations, production, hiring, scaling, expansion, we've solved it before and created a system around that. So we have clients like Lifetime Quality Roofing that has over 225 employees. We have Gold Medal Roofing that has 9 locations. So the biggest thing to understand here is that if you are in a market and you're trying to move, you're trying to evolve as the company continues to grow, what we created is an advanced version that you're really gonna it's gonna help you from where you're at today to where you want to be, regardless of where you're at. It's fully customizable, so there is no other training university out there that's customizable to your business specifically, from not just the content, but also you can create courses, you can train your team on how to use your CRM, you can create further SOPs, you can expand, and it's fully branded by us. We allow you to upload videos, audios, text, PDF, guides. You can add role play videos, objection handling, etc., you name it. And every single new piece of content that I create is going to be added here. For example, I'm right now creating 7 different courses that are going to be added by the end of the year on top of the over 50 to 60 hours of already training you have. So everything that I see that's happening in the market, I continue to add into this. So I'm going to have new 2026 training information, and that's what you're paying for, is just ongoing new content instead of having to buy something each time. You just have a subscription, you fully can customize, and you have access to all of the hard work we continue to do. Our main goal is to help you guys track process and create progress and create a gamified version for your reps. So you want to know who's training, you have the data on it, you have reporting, and this allows you to positively reinforce the behavior you want. You can give your team certificates as they continue to learn more. So all reps have that same exact experience. My biggest thing that I wanted to stop was people coming into the industry and they just couldn't catch on quick enough to become successful. So we want to reduce turnover and help them be successful as quickly as possible. So when someone comes into the roofing industry, they stay. And most of all, we want to help you attract better talent. So as far as the customizable version of it, as you see here, this is an example of customizing the roof build basics. If you wanted to add more content, it's literally just drag and drop. You can create a training on your CRM. If you're using RoofR, you can upload that video with the PDF. You can link any trainings from RoofR into here as well. So everything is possible, honestly. But most importantly, everything's ready to use. So we've spent a lot of time creating all of this content for you guys. It's plug and play. It's worked for thousands of roofing companies out there, and it can also work for you. So we have over 500 people actively using the system. Um, as far as users goes, you can assign courses to a specific user, limit access if they're not able to do that. So you can also use it as a promotion, like, hey, you start off with residential, and then as we promote you, we add additional courses. Or if you want to keep your onboarding streamlined, just giving them sales, onboarding, and basic residential and insurance. So that way you can really test them and understand who knows what. This is what the certificates look like. Obviously, it would be your company information. And we have currently over 560 courses that have been created by our clients. One of our reviews is Business 401 provides the actual tools and systems to implement change. If you're looking to go from operator to CEO, this is exactly what you need. And this is from our own clients. You can also go on Google. We have over 200 5-star reviews. So heroic construction, they are very thorough in all aspects of training, how to implement the trainings, as well as building out foundations to even be able to train. So if you're ready to reduce turnover and be someone that you would want to work for, which will ultimately lead you to attracting better talent, you need to grow. And so that's where we create all of these trainings for leadership specifically to teach you guys how to be better leaders, what you need to do as the core 5. So the core 5 for owners and managers is hire, train, align, for sales management specifically. And then it creates for each manager their role, their KPIs, their specific core 5, and then their delegation. So ladder, which is the steps that they need to take in order to go from doing the job to how to delegate. It goes through team growth. So how to structure your company from startup to 3 million to 5 million to 10 million. And I've worked with thousands of roofers. There's a lot of the same patterns for every company, every problem, every time that I solve a problem. So if this is something that you're interested in for this webinar specifically, this is going to include the quarterly license, which is, again, it's your specific company color. It's your specific company logo. You can have up to 50 users. That's insane. For $3,000 a quarter, that includes you getting onto the system, us helping you get set up and your onboarding meetings. We're very passionate about this, and it's still on that launch. As a thank you, anybody who signs up for this specific program during this webinar, and I'm going to stay online until everyone's done just answering questions here as we continue. But you get 411 class access for free. So this is the master class that's training for you, kind of the content that I went through earlier. That's training for you. And then the online university is training for your team. So a little bit about, if you want to call in right now, you can. The phone number is 954-287-0515. That's 954-287-0515. Guys, this university is the best system out there, not because I created it, because it's built off of people's problems. So a little bit about the class. This is free with your purchase of RTU. If you're on this webinar right now and you're already part of RTU, we are inviting all of our RTU users for free to this class to end the year. This is the last class that I just taught. It's here in October 15th to the 17th is the next one. I am not teaching another class until next year. And the soonest one is February 18th. So I'm not having another one of these for a while. So you do not want to miss out. October 15th to the 17th. What it is I have speakers that come in that are doing over $100 million a year. One of the speakers that I have lined up, he just sold his company for multiple in the 9 figures, and he's gonna come and share his story. We have a personalized plan for you. So we actually run some data on your company, specifically on your markets, on the homeowners that you're working with, and you get lifetime access to this in RTU. So the entire class footage, all of the videos and content that I'm going to talk about the class is going to be uploaded into RTU for you. So your online university. And this is honestly a $1 billion networking room. We have clients every single time. At this last class we did specifically, we had multiple companies doing over 30 million a year, multiple companies doing over 60 million a year, sitting down next to someone who is in their first and second year. And so to me, it just blows me away to like, you're just starting up and you have access to the information we're giving you. Plus you're sitting down next to someone who's already been there and done that. So just to give you an idea of the schedule for the class, in case you'd like to attend, the first day is foundation and leadership structure. And honestly, you just can't miss out on this content. on every class is from 9 to 5 p.m. This day we're going to go through everything you need to do to build your company's structure, and I go through the breakdowns of what happens from like $2 to $20 million that stops people from growing, where they lose money, and I find all of the trends that I've seen and I share them with you. And then we go through the core framework, which is define, train, and execute, with all of the leadership roles and responsibility: ownership, sales management, operations management, production management, and office admins. In the afternoon, we're going to go through your chart, go through role clarity. I'm going to break down every single role for you, how to remove those overlaps, and most importantly, how to stop babysitting. Then I'm going to go through the KPIs and the scorecards for each and every department, with ending the day on how you're going to step out of being the bottleneck in your company and getting to that next level. On day 2, we're going to go through processes, training, and accountability. So the first one is how to stop shadow training, which we're going to dive into, and creating training tracks for each department with onboarding systems and accountability for each and every area of your business. Again, none of this is hypothetical. It comes with an over 260-page manual. I have created a breakdown on everything that I'm talking about here. So we're going to talk about SOPs that actually get used. I've taught this class to over, I think probably at this point, like 700 people. I don't know if someone on my team can tell me more or less how many. But how to build a culture of accountability where a manager is actually leading versus babysitting. So on day 2, you're going to walk away with your training and accountability framework. Day 1, you have your clear leadership and structure with the accountability chart. And then day 3, we go into implementation. The biggest thing about this is I've attended so many different courses, and a lot of times I'm like sitting there trying to keep track of all the notes. And by the time I leave, I'm just really have a bunch of to-dos with really no implementation support. The biggest difference is not only are we giving you a manual through the class, I'm literally answering questions the entire day since it's a small room. And on top of that, I'm sitting down with you guys and helping you answer those questions with my team as support. And you're going to have the online university with all of this information built in for you to access on your own time. Um, so if you're ready, claim your seat. This is an only webinar offer. I am not giving away any more seats for people who sign up for RTU after this webinar. So if you're ready, if you can't do the whole 3K today, if you need to do a payment option, whatever you need to do, we want to help you guys get into the right room. This training on its own is worth over 10 grand, and you're getting it for free when you sign up for RTU. And remember, this is only a webinar offer. If my team comes and asks me tomorrow, oh, well, this person was on the webinar, but they didn't buy, my question for you is, why wouldn't you buy today from me if I put all this work? And, what's going to change from today to tomorrow, right? So if you're ready and you think that this is the correct system for you, I've seen it work not once, not twice, literally thousands of times. I'm going to spend more time here answering any questions for those of you who are interested in the system specifically. So does anyone have any questions? You can just raise your hand and I will answer you, or you can comment in the chat, whatever you're more comfortable with. And I'm going to continue to answer questions from everyone. Hey, David. So that's a great question. David said, can the customized processes, procedures be exported to PDF and printed to distribute to the employees? David, that's really the thing. You don't want to continue to have to print it out. You want to have something that kind of like onboards them and trains them. You could customize it, and technically you could print it, but honestly, you should really just have them going through the online university. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate you. So for the customized processes, you can customize it here. As far as printing goes, yes, you can print the web page, but I would highly recommend to have them go on the online university, because the online university has a quiz and they get a certificate on it. So you really want to encourage seeing what they're retaining versus, with the PDF, with the booklet or something like that, you're not able to have the quiz. So that would be my biggest thing, is why you would need it. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate you. Alrighty, who else? What other questions do I have? I think Bianca, you just had your hand up by mistake. Guys, if you're interested in attending this class, I just want you to understand that this is really, honestly, like the best class. The next one that we're doing isn't necessarily the same class. It'll be a little bit different on different information. Um, so the manual, who owns the rights? It's you. Our content is copywritten, what we've written, but the manual is your intellectual property, the online university. This is your information. Unless you want to share it with someone else, we don't share it with anyone else. It's your intellectual property. Yeah, so the payment options, I'll pull it up here again for you guys. Let me see. So the program is $3,000 quarterly. That means every 3 months you're paying 3K for up to 50 users. If you want to save some money, you can purchase it annually. But if not, you can do the quarterly. The biggest thing with the quarterly is, whoops, where did it go? It comes with the branding, it comes with all of the features that we've gone through. And again, if you sign up during this one, you actually get the opportunity to attend our class in October for free, which that class on its own is now the ticket for that attendance is over 10K because it's now become our higher ticket product. It's the last time that we're running a promotional offer for it. So it's 3K quarterly. You get to attend this class and our class for free. Thank you, Scott. Definitely let us know if you're interested in hanging out with us. We would love to meet you. And then for the 3K, if you really want to do it and you need a little bit of flexibility with you, you would just have to pay the 3K by the date of the class. So there is a little bit of flexibility for you, but yes, it is 3K quarterly. We have residential, commercial, insurance, solar content on the class itself. And so just to recap, it's not necessarily a manual, it's university, so Roof Team University. The upgrade to yearly is if you pay yearly, you get unlimited users. So you could have 1,000 users and we don't care. The biggest difference is it's 10K. So you save 10K, I mean 2K, $2,000 a year, and you get unlimited users. So there is no maximum amount of users that you need if you're on that plan. So 10K yearly or 3K quarterly. And the bigger difference is 10K yearly includes up to 50 users, 3K quarterly, 10K yearly unlimited users, 3K quarterly is up to 50 users. As part of an RTU membership, you can attend the 3-day class via Zoom or in person. So if you can't make it in person, you can attend via Zoom. Yes, for sure. And one thing that we're going to be doing is, so this RTU membership, if you need ongoing support, you get an onboarding meeting where actually one of our team members is going to walk you through the program and teach you everything you need to know. And then we have any ongoing support, anything you need, we're here for you. And then as far as going from there, we have a weekly training for RTU specifically where it goes through everything on building it out and customizing it for the company. And if you're ready to take advantage of this offer, I highly recommend calling in. The phone number is here. It's 954-287-0515. Remember, this is a webinar offer. So David, if you want to sign up, just give us a call. I think you have a rep with us. I don't remember who it is. But just call and someone for the team will sign you up. Kevin, if you're interested in going with the yearly option, let us know. We have a couple options for that as well, if you want to go yearly. And then Monica and Fernanda, it sounds like it would be good for you guys to hop on the phone with one of our sales team members. Richard, it looks like you kept getting interrupted while you were watching it, so let me know if there's any specific questions that I could answer for you. Awesome, everyone. So I have nowhere else to be. Let me know if you all have more questions. If it's about the content, if it's about the webinar, if it's about the class, just let me know and I'm happy to answer. So for those of you who are still wondering about it, I'm going to put a testimonial from the class.
My name is Heather Hitchcock. I own Royal Roofing in Houston, Texas. This right here, your dream company, is on the other side of being busy. I'm going to tell you what, Liz is very overlooked. What her and her team are doing, this is groundbreaking stuff that is completely lacking from the roofing industry. For someone like me as a company owner to come in and see what they have that is literally plug and play for systems and processes, I'm blown away. We are super excited for everything we learned, but I'm telling you, people don't realize what they're offering. You guys need to check this out.
Definitely was the best investment I've done since we started the company from its inception. Really seeing how what we were missing without knowing what we were missing and being able to take the ideas that I have in my head. And now I have a blueprint that I can implement with my team to be able to go from where we are now to where we want to be in a lot more efficient manner. So I definitely would recommend this to anybody. Value's untouchable or uncomparable, I should say.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Fernanda. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. If you have any other questions, call in and the team will definitely help you guys out. Thank you so much and have an awesome day. Appreciate everyone. Bye.